Honor to introduce this first speaker. She's working on her Project 8, which is actually her 9th speech. Elisabeth Barber is going on her speech is titled 5 Pictures of Fame, and Project 8 is where she'll be using a lot of visual aids to try and tell her story. So she will, I hope, have really cool pictures for us. And her speech is going to be more of a conversation of speaking with us, not necessarily a fixed speech of notes and stuff. So to introduce Elisabeth Barber, 5 Pictures of Fame. 5 Pictures of Fame, Elisabeth Barber.
All right, afternoon everybody. So who's heard of the saying, they just wanted their 15 minutes of fame? That's kind of a common saying. I started Googling it though, and however it seemed like there's 15 minutes of fame, 5 minutes of fame, 5 seconds of fame. I don't know which one is really proper. But actually today I'm going to do my 5 pictures of fame. So let's go forward. So this is one of my first pictures. And this was a Polaroid of this day. And then here's me holding my fish, and then here's me holding my fish. So in Michigan, ice fishing is very popular. So I had never been ice fishing, and one of our friends invited me and my ex, Johnny, out to go fishing. So I said, yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. So we go out there on the lake, and they take this big auger, and it's just like a big drill, and you just kind of do one of these things that drills this hole down in the ice. And then you put up a little tent around the ice, and you try to squeeze in there. Generally, you turn over a 5-bucket pail, and you sit on it, and you have an ice chest and maybe a few snackies. But you generally try to get yourself in the tent, because if not, you can't see down in the hole because it's too bright from the sun. So as I go to go fishing, and I have a Pepsi bottle, maybe a little bit of rum in there. Yeah, you gotta stay warm when you're out there. And so I go to get in the tent, and I'm oh, there goes my Pepsi, my only drink, right into the hole. So, but scrambled over, got it out of there, and we begin to fish. So my ex and his friend, they really didn't want me there that day. You know, they're just kind of tagging along, and they weren't thrilled to have me, so they didn't even give me a real fishing pole. I literally had this like piece of wood with some string wrapped around it. I said, okay, I don't care, I'm gonna fish. So we're just sitting there fishing, just, you know, waiting, and all of a sudden you can see the fish down there. We're like, oh my gosh, quiet, there's a big fish, you know, it's like, quiet. And I see him swim, and he just swims and eats my bait, and bam, all I did was just pick him up, because we're only fishing in about 4 feet of water. So I just picked him up, and the guys are all screaming, oh my God, get him! You know, so I get him out of the hole and take him out of the tent, and we just put him on the ice. Well, lo and behold, this is the first fish I've ever caught ice fishing. And this guy, I knew this guy was huge, but I didn't really realize how huge he was. But my brother's like, we gotta take that to the store and get it weighed. You probably won the contest. I'm like, what contest? There's a contest for this whole thing? But yeah, so I'll read you this part. Elisabeth Barber Petoskey has led the Splake Division in the 59th Annual Petoskey News Review Winter Fish Contest with his 4.32 pounder. Barber had the splake weighed at Tom and Dick's Party Store, Petoskey. The Splake, where did that go? The Splake Division sponsors Foster's Bay, White Falls, blah, blah, blah. But so this picture they actually took at the little party store, and it hung on their wall forever. You know, it's probably still there to this day. And then this is the one I took when we were actually out fishing, and this is the one of me in the newspaper, and it kept being repeated in the newspaper because I was continuously the winner. So about 3 or 4 times it came out, and don't notice the hairdo then, it was a while ago. But oh, and my title up there is because the guy Carl who was fishing with us, he's like, don't you tell anyone where you caught that fish. Don't you tell anyone where our fishing spot is. And I'm like, okay. He goes, just tell them it's just a little lake out that way. Well, where we live, there's a little lake every direction. So, but honestly, that's what I kept saying. And people would ask me, where'd you catch that fish? Oh, just a little lake out that way. But that was one of my famous pictures. And our next picture, oh, this is my dog, Fred. So I lived in a small town, and it was kind of easy to get yourself into the newspaper. they had a contest one day of submit a picture of your dog and some funny saying. So this is Fred, and I couldn't find this picture of him, the original, so I just wanted to include one that you guys could see. So this is him. But this one actually, if you'll notice, his tongue is out right here. So what happened that day is I was at home just doing something, and he was big, he was like 120 pounds. And he walked up to me and he had his head down. And I thought honestly that he had a yellow sticky note like on his chin, but I lifted him up and I was like, ah! He had got a steak bone caught over his teeth and just, it was stuck on his jaw. So I freaked out, I was like, oh my God, you know, and I couldn't get it off. So I literally had to put him in the car and we had to go to the vet. Because he's all, you know, and they had to knock him out, saw it off, and then wake him back up. Well, when they woke him back up, he was ready to go. I mean, I had to actually lift him up in the car, but he was still all doped up. So when we got home, he was on the couch and his tongue's still hanging out. And I was like, but I've got to get a picture of that first. And I snapped my picture and then opened up his mouth and shoved his tongue back in there before I closed him back. But that was another moment of fame. This is Pawn Stars in Las Vegas. So again, in the small town of Michigan, if you went anywhere and you took the newspaper with you, the Petoskey News Review, they would put your picture in the paper with it. So this is Boyne Falls residents John and Elisabeth Hansen read the Petoskey News Review in Las Vegas at the filming location of the Pawn Stars TV show. So, does everyone know what the Pawn Stars TV show is? Yeah. So interesting enough, this shop was very, very small. Honestly, it's not bigger than this room here. It's kind of narrow, but they were filming that day. We had to wait in line for quite a bit. My mom and dad went with me too. My mom's like, I've never been in a pawn shop before. But it was interesting. And again, there's another 5 seconds of fame there. So this next one, this was actually a picture I took. I was walking from Home Depot where I used to work, next door to Walmart to get something for lunch. And I look over, and this is like a cranberry tree or something, but there's this ice sculpture, well just actually ice. What does it look like, everybody? Yeah, a swan. I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a swan. So I took a picture of it and sent it into the news on channel, I think it was 9 and 10 News. And they actually put my picture on the news that day because, again, you could just send in whatever random picture you took and they, you know, choose one for the day. Again, my 5 to 10 seconds of fame. And, so, let's see. Yeah, my last one, I think this one will come up. I was going to surprise you with it, but here it is. So, I'm going to tell you the background of this. So this was my college graduation. I was still very happy and proud of myself to graduate from college. And I even practiced my walk in the living room before I graduated, like, Elisabeth, Susan, Barber! And so I got to the graduation, and I know my mom's out in the audience here, so I have it planned. I know where she's sitting. I'm going to shake the hand, grab the diploma, and look over at my mother and just get this great picture. Well, that's what I did. But I didn't realize that they were going to have the camera set up over here that would automatically snap your picture. So I'm looking out to my mother, and it took my picture this way, and that's why it looks like I have no eyeballs, really. So when I got that picture, I just started cracking up when I saw it, and then actually I showed it to my husband, and we both looked at it and just laughed for about 5 minutes cracking up. I never did actually put it on the wall. I tried to draw eyeballs on myself and hang it, but it just didn't work. But thank you. Those are my 5 pictures of fame. Thank you.